What up, gamers? Patches here, and today I'm going to be playing 6 people. I know absolutely nothing about this game. This is a Steam game. Let's just step into it. Here we go. Alright. Looks like it takes place on some sort of subway, maybe. Yeah. Okay. My plan? Okay. Man. A lone man looked around the subway carriage in which he was traveling. It was empty, but for him. Still a way to go. It was some time until he would arrive at his destination. The largely unchanging scenery flashing by outside the window began to slow as the train drew nearer to his station. The next station is... The doors will open on the left-hand side. Please mind the gap. Alright. Where the hell are we? Am I home? The doors swished open and waiting passengers streamed in from the station platform. Oh, I get a chance to load and save right here. Cool. The man counted them as they entered, as if checking how many there were. And probably do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. Wait. The man's brow furrowed in slight confusion. None of the passengers paid him any mind as they made their way to empty seats, bar 1. Okay, I mean, that's pretty normal. I know I wouldn't pay attention to people on the subway. Another announcement advised that the subway train was ready to depart. It gained speed as it pulled away from the station. Lifeless concrete and steel stretched into the distance beyond the windows. Lights whizzed by at regular intervals in the darkness outside. It wouldn't be long until the man reached where he was going. He peered at the others unabashedly, noticing what they were doing. Oh, she's kinda sexy. Number 1 is engrossed in her phone. Number 2 looks hard to get along with. Man, this guy is making a lot of assumptions. I wonder why number 3 won't sit down, even though there are so many seats free. Number 4 must be dozing. And 5. Could have sworn that today... Oh, he looked at me. Did our eyes just meet? Although the man knew there was no real need to avert his line of sight, he quickly looked away. Why? When he glanced back, he saw that 5 was focused on the darkness rushing by outside. Puzzled, the man dropped his gaze again. Maybe he likes you. The express subway train was passing stations one after the other as usual when it happened. When what happened? Tell me. Are we stopping? None of the passengers could tell why they'd been plunged into darkness. All of them would have given anything for some light. Thankfully, the emergency lights soon came on, easing the passengers' nerves somewhat. Until the train slowed and came to an unscheduled stop between stations. Attention, passengers. We regret to inform that this service has been delayed due to a power failure. We apologize for the inconvenience and hope to be on our way soon. Please remain in your seats until further notice. Thank you for your cooperation. Attention, passengers. We regret to inform the conductor's confirmation of a power outage lessens the palpable tension in the carriage a little. Okay. 10 minutes passed. Then 20 minutes. After a half hour had elapsed, Two's brewing anxiety was eclipsed by another more powerful emotion. That's the man, gray-haired man. He said, "Until further notice, but nothing since. How dare he leave us passengers locked inside here like this? This is bullshit." Two let spill bitter complaints, unable to keep his temper in check any longer. Okay, what are we doing? The long wait had clearly made him more irritated than he'd already been. He barked an order at the person nearest to him. "Hey, you, help me open this door." Who, me? Are we allowed to just open it ourselves, I mean? Allowed? You tell me. The driver hasn't said anything else. I don't know what he's doing, but he's sure as hell ignoring us. Meanwhile, we're stuck in here twiddling our thumbs. I guess, but, he said to remain seated and wait for... I asked you to help, damn it. Jeez, this guy's a prick. Fine. Alright. Three's voice was barely audible as he buckled beneath Two's intimidating glare. Without further protest, he moved to help force open the set of doors at the center of the carriage. But no matter how hard the two struggled, the doors stayed stuck fast. Two kicked one of them in frustration. God damn it, what's with these stupid things? What does the driver think he's playing at? That doesn't make much sense. Alright. Until now, Five had been passively watching the conflict escalate. But at this new outburst, he spoke up, addressing Two in a conciliatory tone. Alright. Easy there. Let's all calm down for a start. The placatory intervention must have embarrassed Two because he stopped yelling almost at once and became contrite. This is going to test my English. You think? I mean, no, you have a point. Sorry about that. You there, I appreciate your giving me a hand. No problem. Three kept standing in between the two men. Two awkwardly shuffled to an open seat a few meters away in a transparent attempt to avoid further rebuke. Even in the dim light, it was plain to see that the clash in the already severe situation had sunk the passengers' spirits still further. No one spoke, not even a murmur. The strained atmosphere, far removed from daily life, was suffocatingly heavy. Anxiety, impatience, and irritation filled the carriage. But Five spoke up again, his tone still relaxed and unaffected by the surrounding uneasiness. This certainly is a pickle we're in. Are you doing all right over there? Hmm, I guess, yeah. The man said nothing, but Two soon opened his mouth as if to speak for him. Yes, well, thanks for pointing out the trouble we're in. In any case, all we can do for the time being is sit tight and wait. But why haven't there been any other announcements? This is ridiculous. Five answered Two's rhetorical question. You're right. There should indeed have been another announcement by now. Yes, let's all wait, as you say. By the way, how are you ladies doing? Not too poorly, I hope. Oh. The two women in the carriage had been watching things unfold in silence since the blackout began. They looked relieved to be included in the conversation. All good here? Oh, that's a terrible voice. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Five's hospitable influence allowed the women to relax, especially number one, who took it as cue to begin rambling. So, look, can anyone get reception on their phone? I can't really get any signal at all. I figure you should know. This is such a pain. Oh, I can still take pictures, though. Well, good for you. Yikes, they're super dark. Maybe if I use the flash. Number one rose from her seat, still muttering, and shamelessly snapped several pictures of the carriage's interior. Yeah. We got a Karen on our hands. Oblivious to the fact that Four was frowning more sternly with every shutter click, one called out to her. Hey, ma'am, you want to take a selfie together? Actually, why don't we swap numbers? Then I can send it to you. I would prefer not to. Oh, that's all right. Anybody up for a selfie? That must have been the last straw for Four, as she turned to face one with blunt scorn. Good for you, Four. Excuse me, did you take a picture of me before? Do you mind deleting it? And shouldn't you have asked permission from everyone else beforehand, too? Not to mention, you don't find it exceedingly rude to go around photographing strangers in this context? Way to go, girl. What? Excuse you? Do you mind not leaping down my throat when you don't even know the full story? I was actually trying to avoid getting people in the shots. So what's your problem? Contrary to one's assertion, the other passengers were clearly visible in her snapshots. But Four bit her tongue and lapsed into silence. Her grim expression sat harder. Anyways, how's everybody else doing? Can you guys get a signal or not? Sir, excuse me, but do you have any bars on your phone? My apologies, I don't have a phone. I'm afraid I can't be of any assistance. I can't get a signal either. You can't? Well, shoot. Each passenger gave the same reply in return, but despite the bad news, the old man was still cheery. He spoke like he hadn't a care in the world. You're so proactive. From your outfit of it, I'm betting you're working already. Picturing how I was at your age sure takes me back. Time's a cruel mistress, isn't she? Yeah, she is. Dot dot dot. The man didn't know what to make of the lively elderly man. Is that who we're playing as? He almost looked happy. Two might also have picked up on the curious old man's baffling mood through his speech. Pardon, but can I ask how old you are? No, never mind, that's out of line. It's just that you're probably not much older than me, you know. Oh, really? How kind of you to say. But I dare say I've got a great many years on you. Oh, you do? You don't look it at all. A faint smile played on Five's lips. Ooh, he's in on something. Something's going on. The man kept watching the other passengers in silence, same as he'd done since they first boarded. One seemed bored. No, surprised by something. One of her photos? Oh, she's looking around. She's looking over here. Okay. Two is still talking to Five. Three's taken a seat at last. Four looks put out. Five is chatting with Two. Something feels off here. I can't tell what, though. I can't quite put my finger on it. We're number 6, right? I think we're number 6. The man felt a strange chill of foreboding. Perhaps the apprehensiveness of the other passengers he happened to be traveling with had rubbed off on him. They'd all shifted their seating arrangement to sit in the closer proximity to one another, as if drawn together instinctively. All of a sudden, a whistling screech pierced the air. Two snapped to attention. Oh, is the power finally coming back on? But instead of the expected driver's announcement, a markedly different sound rang out. Ooh, what we got going? What is that noise? Ah! Who was passenger 1? I can't remember. What's going on? Oh. No. Oh yeah, I'm an old man, okay. I remember all the voices. That doesn't sound good. That sounds almost bad. So... Oh. Followed by some nice pleasant music. Good morning. Thank you for joining us for the latest news updates. Alright. We turn first to the subway tunnel collapse of the other day. Experts agree the most likely cause of the collapse was soil slippage due to subsidence. Authorities confirmed today that 4 passengers recovered from the mud and debris were pronounced dead at the scene. Excavation efforts remain ongoing. Authorities confirmed today that 4 passengers recovered from the mud and debris were pronounced dead at the scene. Oh, okay. Alright, I get it. Investigations are continuing into whether an electricity failure before the collapse had anything to do with the subway train's unplanned stop. Although the death toll stands at 4, preliminary reports indicate that all other passengers and staff survived unharmed, which would surely be a miracle considering the scale of the incident. We now cross to live. We now cross live to I am English, I swear. I am speak English. Oh, that's it? You gotta be shitting me. So what was the... Oh, okay. There's a silhouette, a phone. Oh, so this lore is there's dead. Oh, so 2 people must have survived. 4 people died. Am I one of the dead people? Let's go back. Can we click on something else? Can we continue? I see it now, at least. Okay, let's try and continue. No save data. Okay. Can we try and start again? Or is it just going to take us back to the beginning? Yeah, this is just the beginning again. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to try and look up some more videos on this and see if there's some more lore that we can get into with this, because this was pretty interesting. I'm trying to think, though, if number 5 and maybe number 4... I honestly have no idea. I'm going to have to think about this, but anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up doodle, and consider subscribing if you like watching me play these games. I play retro, kind of scary, surrealist games, and yeah, if you like it, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.